Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Now, hello everyone. What is the tea? What is the Darjeeling, the Lapsang Souchong, the Scalding Hot Assam, the Earl Grey? What shall I say is the tea? Yes, hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you are new, hello, my name is Roly, piercing body modification, Reddit weirdo here on the internet. Subscribe to the channel, there's a QR code here. Join the family, scam your phone and subscribe. I didn't know I was going to do this one today, but I was sent a few of these videos and I was like, oh my God, why don't we go back down the rabbit hole of alpha male TikToks? And let's see if the alpha male community is still alive and thriving in 2025. And if they are they still completely unhinged as they were 3-4 years ago? Oh my God, I'm very excited. And of course, just before we do get started, thank you to all the love and support you guys do give me over on Patreon. They get unblurred images, anything we censor gets put up there. Some little fun rewards, and obviously you get shout outs in my videos as well. I'm going to be doing some of tweaking with some of my rewards very soon. So yeah, if you like to help support the channel and keep me afloat and keep it going, because a lot of the support, the support on Patreon really helps this channel keep thriving. So thank you to all the love over there as well. There's a link down below if you'd like to come maybe help support the channel. Let's not beat around the bush wattly and get on with these alpha male TikToks. Blech.
Smiling is a sign of low testosterone. A man with high testosterone.
wait. We've only just started. Smiling? Wait. I just listened to what he just said again. Hang on, wait.
Smiling is a sign of low testosterone.
Smiling is a sign of low testosterone. It's got Donald Trump underneath. I mean, I support the Donald Trump read. Why is smiling low testosterone?
A man with high testosterone does not smile at people if he does not want to, because he's capable enough and brave enough due to high testosterone to face any potential conflict. Whereas a man with low
conflict? Why did you just walk around like your life constantly in battle with people? You just walk down the street like, I'm gonna fight you, I can't smile at anyone, conflict!
Shut up, Baz, you soft twat!
What does that even mean?
Testosterone is going to be much more likely to be less able to compete in the physical or social hierarchy. And also studies show us that apes actually smile as a sign of submission.
We're also not apes. Imagine being like, oh well, because gorillas do it, we also have to do it. Like, what are you talking about? I can't remember if we've seen this person before, because I've not done an alpha male video in about a year, so I don't know if he was in the last ones. This looks like the kind of person that probably watched alpha male videos when he was younger and is now trying to imitate it, because he seems very young and he's talking like one of these like insane people who are like, oh, the idea that you would ever say that smiling is a sign of low testosterone is the idea that no masculine, really masculine man who looks like the height of testosterone, we all have the stereotypes in our head. The idea that none of these men smile. What the hell are you smiling at? And also, it's funny that you use things like Donald Trump, because to like a lot of America, Donald Trump is like the height of manliness. Like he is like the one that they all strive to be like. Where's the logic? Where have you heard that? You would kind of think that this stuff is rage bait, but I don't think it is. I genuinely don't think it is. It's become so normal to hear these kind of unhinged takes down. People genuinely believe it. That like, I don't think this is rage bait. Anyone who's smiling, you are f***ed. God, we are starting off strong. I genuinely was like, I bet these are all going to be old videos and we'll just find old stuff. This was from February this year.
Girls, show them the six-pack. Let's see if you got it.
What?
My daughters, Sophia and Kira, before we did this event, it was about 2 months ago, I said, hey, we're going to go to Dubai. They're 12 and 9. And I said, hey, you guys want to really push yourself?
If you don't know who this man is, he was in a video I had. Again, I think he was in the first alpha male video saying that like all of his employees have to have six-packs else they get fired. And now he's here. The beginning of the video is kids show them your six-pack and they're 9 and 12. I'm gonna blur the children if they get shown in the video, but I'll tell you what goes on.
I said, if you guys can get a six-pack by the David Goggins event, I'm gonna take you guys on a shopping spree with whatever you...
You're gonna ask a 9-year-old to get a six-pack? What the f is wrong with you?
I don't care. Girls, show them the six-pack. Let's see if you got it.
That's... I'm gonna blur the screen.
Don't be shy, show them your six-pack. She's 12 years old, she's 9 years old.
That is... So I've blurred the whole screen. That is wildly predatory and inappropriate.
You're an abomination.
There's a 9-year-old girl and a 12-year-old. And he's like, get your body out for the crowd. Show them your six-pack. Imagine this being your father. Like, imagine this being your father. CPS.
And some of you are like, oh, put your daughter's clothes on. It's called fitness, idiot.
No.
Now, I don't know what family you live in, but we're a fitness family. We take care of ourselves.
No, you're a fitness family. You're forcing them to do it.
Mike, what would you say?
You have to stop wishing and you have to
start working. Pain is temporary, but regret lasts forever.
That's I feel that poor
Tell
girl.
them like you want to change their life.
If you want respect, then earn it. Stop making excuses.
That's really sad. That's disgusting. That's actually really shocking. That is the worst thing I've ever seen so far in these alpha male videos. Imagine that being your dad. The thing is, as an adult, even like to get six pack, you need to work out relentlessly, but also you need to really manage what your diet is because you need your body fat to be really low. Is it actually healthy for a 9 and a 12-year-old to be like that anyway? I don't think it is. That's disgusting. That is truly disgusting. You are scum. Your children are going to grow up to fucking hate you. They're going to be adults and they're going to look back at a time like this where you paraded them in front of hundreds of men on stage, getting a 9-year-old and 12-year-old to get their bodies out to show the crowd, getting them to say lines that you clearly just told them to say. That's truly sick. That is truly sick. You are scum. I'm glad that all the comments are saying this, by the way. This is heartbreaking, hurt my soul. Girls, your value isn't in your body. Absolutely. Yes, you're doing your daughters pull the shirts up on stage to a crowd of men. Outstanding fathering. Congratulations. You're going to make your kids hate you when they're older.
All right, so it's like Women's History Day and like Women's Month, and it's like women. I just want to make.
Do I need to carry on watching this? We just know it's what do I need to you just know it's going to be just utter bollocks, right? Come on in. What do you want to say about women?
An observation about women. So
and I want to make an observation about women. They don't want me.
Oh no! This like hugely exciting career in Hollywood where I met with like all your favorite celebrities. I worked with them all. Denzel Washington, Seth
I don't
Rogen,
believe you.
name it. I worked with them.
I don't believe you.
I was a body double for Jean-Claude Van Damme. You know how many women know that about me? Or have asked that about me? 0.
Who cares?
Absolutely. I've never told any of that to a single woman
Why?
in my life because not one single woman has been curious about my life whatsoever. I've been on so many dates and not one woman ever asked me about my life whatsoever. I just don't believe you.
The thing is, if you think I've been on so many dates and it's not working out, maybe because you're the problem. Maybe you're the problem in the situation. How dare you? Some people are more naturally curious than other people, of course. If I'm with someone, I will actively tell them about myself. Like that, the idea that you need to be asked every single little thing in your life in order to like talk about it is just ludicrous. When you're having a conversation with someone, if someone brings up movies and you were a stunt double, you can be like, oh, weird fact, I was actually a stunt double for this. They don't need to ask you about it. If you can't have a natural conversation with someone without them having to ask you every single little thing about your life in order for you to talk about it, then that's your problem, not anyone else's. If we're having a discussion, if I'm talking about someone and telling me about their life, there are so many different things that I can pick apart if they're telling me about their life that I can go, I can relate to this, I can relate to this, I can relate to this, and we can go from those topics. What? Things from music to films to holidays to countries to languages. There are so many different things that I can talk about when having a conversation with someone that doesn't require them constantly asking me, have you done this? Have you done that? And that's nice when people ask things, but the idea that you're like, I've been on so many dates, I've never told anyone that I used to be a famous Hollywood actor. Incel vibes. You are clearly the problem.
It's huge, and some of you are gonna be like, oh, boo-hoo, cry baby.
Yeah, I will.
You're not a man. But you know what? That just says a lot about who you people are and why you meet other people. The things that women want to know about me is like what I do for a living, what I can provide, and how much of it I can provide.
Yeah, what you do for a living. They've asked you, what do you do for a living?
Selling drugs.
That is easily a segue to be like, I did this once, I did this, I did this. When you say what do you do for a living, it doesn't literally mean what are you doing right this instant and don't tell me anything else. So people did ask you and you chose not to share it and then make a fuss about it. You just sound like a twat. And also to come on here and be like, it's Women's History Day or whatever, it's Women's History. Well, I'm going to tell you something about women. Incel. You're just incel. You just sound like an incel. I'm not even listening to what the rest of you say, what the rest of you want to say. You are the problem. I don't need to know what you do on a date to know that you are the problem. I'm going to mute the sound because he's talking in different language. He's going to shout. So he's some roid head and he's just eating. Wait, what? That is absolutely disgusting. Imagine just letting like the raw egg just like pour. There's nothing more manly than letting like raw egg pour all over your body. Oh yes, oh crack it on me, daddy. I love to see the inners plasma. What? Just Please tell me what is alpha male about letting raw egg just like pour all over your body. This sort of, oh yeah, like what? Please tell me what are we doing? What are we doing? Miserable. Trust me, I promise you, miserable.
Have you ever wondered that stepping in and out of your car may
Oh, it's this man. Oh God. This is from February, and it's actually his account. He's still doing it. Okay, wait. So if you don't know why this man is the one that said you should make your phone work for you. And he was like saying about how like if you pick up your phone out of your pocket, you have to do it this way, else you look like a feminine woman. And then he also did one that said if you drop your hand luggage on the floor and like an airport, don't panic and pick it up because it just makes you look feminine and pathetic. And he was like showing you how to bend down to pick up your suitcase off the floor in order to look like you are the man. It's really cringe. And now he's saying, have you ever wondered how getting out of a car might ruin your
first impression? Do you even know what it looks like? Some of you would be leaning over, bowing down to a car.
Bowing down.
You gotta make it look effortless. Never bow down to your car. You don't have to look at the door handle. You know where it's at. Open it. Keep it straight. Take a step forward. Grab the steering wheel. Sit down. Stop ruining your first impression.
Imagine being friends with someone like, we just don't have any friends.
Nobody likes Millhouse.
Imagine being in someone's life who's that like, who just scrutinizes things to such a small degree. And the thing is, again, you can say this is obviously rage bait or whatever, but his entire account is this. I remember looking over through it the last time. He makes so many videos trying to give advice to people. Like it's not rage, like this is clearly just who he is as a person. The idea that you could live like this and scrutinize things to such a degree that getting in and out of a car is going to ruin your first impression. If I was trying to meet up with someone or something and I got out of their car and they judged me solely on how I got out of the car, then I don't want to be in someone's life who is like that. If you're so bothered by something so insignificant, what is it like when things actually matter? Any woman who might date this man will be living on eggshells, knowing that like everything that she's doing is being scrutinized. Like, are you picking that thing up right? Are you looking at this right? Are you doing this right? Are you doing this right? Are you doing this right? Does it make you look like a man because you should be a woman? Like you should be picking things up like this. Oh, I dropped my handkerchief.
She's a woman, isn't she?
Like I just couldn't imagine like the insufferable. But also, how many times are you like first meeting someone? Like say you're going for a job interview or you're meeting someone at like, you know, you're going to town to meet someone new. How often do you actually meet people directly out of your car?
Oh, come take a look at this. So see here.
This is the Stratford shopping centre.
Everybody's coming to spend money. What if when you come here, you make money? You gotta have a different mindset, bro. You wanna be a piece of the crowd, or you wanna be the one standing out? It's up to you.
What the hell are you talking about?
Are you gonna open up a phone stall in the middle of the shopping mall? Like what does that even mean?
So see here, everybody's coming to spend money. What if when you come here, you make money?
What, how? I'm sorry.
You wanna be a piece
You want to be a piece of the crowd.
or you wanna be the one standing out?
Or you want to be one standing up. You're in a shopping set. Like what? I can understand if it was like you were going to a networking event and you didn't want to network with people, but that's how you make money. But like, so you're like, okay, well, you're going to be here. Go and make. I understand that. You're in a shopping center. You're in a shopping center. See, all these people are just following the crowd. With the Westfield shopping center, half of these people that are in there are actually just going to the train station because you had to go through the shopping center to go to the train station. So half of these people are probably actually going to make money. Again, that was a really young person, which clearly this guy. When was this posted? 5th of March. This was posted on the 5th of March. This is clearly someone, again, who grew up watching alpha male videos, who are all these like men who are like, work, let me do. They've just been sort of brainwashed and thinking that everything has to be intense. It is fully okay where everybody here, men, women, everyone in between, it is fully okay just to go to a shopping center and buy yourself a little happy. Maybe you want some new shoes, a video game, whatever you want to do, it is perfectly okay to do that. Not every single second of your life needs to be taken up with work, making money. You are allowed to stop, because these people who do that, these rich people who are like constantly on the game, they are miserable. They're completely miserable. They've got a shit healthy like relationship life. Most of them are just single. None of these people are actually happy. It's the same with these like muscle daddy gym bros who are like so in shape all the time. They're miserable. The amount of time they need to do to stay like that in that shape, it's miserable.
I don't make love. I hard.
There is nothing less attractive than someone who says,
I don't make love.
I don't make love. I F. Like, what? This is the cringe. Sorry. I can't even. That is so cringe. That is so cringe. That is. I don't feel like I need to read this person. They just read themselves. The idea that someone actually filmed that, like recorded it, and then like posted it as if it was like another. No, but that's cringe. I don't make love. I fuck.
Oh, get away from me, you bum!
High testosterone men are fucking repulsed by the idea of going to a theme park or a festival.
This man is so
You're
deranged.
standing there watching some people jump around on a stage. If you have any testosterone in you whatsoever, you would genuinely perceive that as the most boring, pointless bullshit you've ever seen in your life.
Going to a theme park and having fun is now low testosterone activities. It's just so sad. It's so sad. These people as well are just, again, miserable. They don't have friends. This is not someone that you want to be. No one wants to hang out with someone like this. I feel like a lot of this kind of stuff is they don't have friends or don't have things like people around them to be able to do these kind of activities with. So instead of going, I'm going to change that and try to make friends, they act as if like everyone else is the problem. So they sort of delude themselves into thinking, well, I don't want to go to festivals. I don't want to go to theme parks. I don't want to do all this because that's for losers and I'm better than all of them. It's like they sort of start to believe their own sort of like fantasy in their head that they actually don't want to do all this stuff. But in reality, it's because no one wants to do it with them because they're just insufferable to be around. Trust me, going to some of the, like, especially going to like, I'm going to, you know, this is a DEF CON merch. We're going to DEF CON very soon. Some of the people that go there are the manliest men I've ever seen in my entire life.
If I ever end up at a festival or a theme park, I can guarantee you are going to see me doing push-ups, doing pull-ups.
No, like this, no one cares. That it's so sad. It's really sad. Total brainwashing from these alpha male videos. You can just tell. You can
always tell.
3 things alpha males never say to women. If you think you're an alpha male or you want to be an alpha male,
you must take roids.
Number 1, when can I see you? Guys, you should never just be available every time. You need to be a busy man. She needs to be trying to find out when you're available.
Okay, can I actually just say, because for me, I find this very unattractive. Playing hard to get, does that actually work? Any straight women here who want guys, whatever, if a man is really playing hard to get, does that actually do anything? To me personally, if I'm trying to meet up with someone and they like seem to be completely impossible to get hold of, to me that just says you just don't really care that much. Yes, they might actually be busy in their life. Like this isn't real busyness. You're telling the person to like not be interested. Does playing hard to get actually work? Because it doesn't work for me.
Right? You being available anytime she wants is putting you in a weaker position, and alpha males do not accept a weaker position. Number 2,
why does it?
Can I get another?
Why does asking someone, let's hang out, like when can I see you, like can we meet up? Why does that make you the weaker person? What an obscene thing to say.
Another chance. Begging for another chance from a girl is weak. It shows that you don't have a lot of options, right? Do not accept that position. If a girl doesn't like you, bye-bye.
No, because what you just said then, you just said if the girl doesn't like you, said, can I have another chance? Which means you've done something to piss the other person off.
3 guys, can I be your boyfriend? Asking a girl to be in a relationship with her is not alpha. Women should be fighting, beating down your door to trying to be your girlfriend.
Shut up. This is a classic case of what I said about the other guy. People just don't want to be with this person, so you've made up these rules to say that it's their fault why you're not with someone, why you're single, rather than yours. If I had anyone I was dating talk like this, instant turn off. I refuse to believe that women want a man who speaks like that. Absolutely ludicrous. All that says to me is I can't find anyone, so I'm going to find an excuse as to why I can't find anyone. It's everyone else's fault and not mine. Shut up. I don't know what's happened with TikTok. But recently, when I've been going to react to stuff, everything is like really juddery and I don't understand. It's not my computer. I've got my computer's fine. But when I start trying to load things up on TikTok now on my computer, they're really juddery. I do apologize.
People look at me as soon as I walk in and they're like, who is this guy? Uh-huh. I look like I'm going to hurt somebody.
I find you quite pleasurable.
I don't look like I walk into a place and I'm just coming to have a good time.
Well, a smile is contagious.
When I walk in, it's like I'm literally going to hurt somebody.
No one else is having these conversations.
People look at me as soon as I walk in.
At first I was a bit confused with this guy's pretending to interviews with the guy. If we actually listen to what that man says, right? Actually, because I was laughing because it was funny. Listen to what that man actually says. Let's start this game. Watch you really listen to what the man says.
People look at me as soon as I walk in and they're like, who is this guy?
People look at me and as soon as I walk in and say, who is this guy? Probably because you walk in and going,
Who is this woman?
I look like I'm going to hurt somebody.
Why is I look like I'm gonna hurt somebody something you want? I always joke as someone to say like I quite like having a slight I like my look because I think sometimes people leave me alone. If people are gonna have fights with people, I think I have at least a bit of an aura that I don't think people mess with me as much because I look that I'm a bit alternative the way I look. Outside of me like speaking, obviously, as soon as I speak it ruins the facade. I don't want people to look at me and think that I'm going to hurt someone.
I don't look like I walk into a place and I'm just coming to have a good time.
Why is it that you imagine going anywhere and people think this person's here for a fight? Like when I go to a club, a festival, an event, my friend's house, a shop, I don't want people to look at me as I walk in and go, oh, he's not here for a good time. He's going to start trouble. What? That's not an aesthetic that you want to like have. Why is that like why is the aggression aesthetic a thing that you want to be like? Why is that your aura you want? There's nothing alpha about being aggressive and like making people scared of you and like that's not alpha. That's just asshole. Like what? That's not something you want to strive for.
When I'm going to be the dad on holiday that's walking down the beach with abs and everyone's going, me, that's a good looking dad. My kids will see that. That's all I need to do. I don't need to do anything else because they will look at that and go, yeah, I'd rather that than that big fatso walking down the beach.
Yeah, and that's why the funny thing is when they've done this, I'm sure like, he's obviously going to have like a roided up body, whatever, but like he's also used a filter that makes everything so much more pronounced. I'm like, if you were so good and your body was so good, you wouldn't need to use these like intense filters. Dad on gear, yeah, absolutely. So I mean, I want to just dissect what he just said, right? First of all, these fake interviews that they do and he's pretending to talk to someone is really lame.
When I'm going to be the dad on holiday that's walking down the beach with abs and everyone's going, me, that's a good looking dad. My kids will see that. That's all I need to do. I don't need to do anything else because they will look at that and go, yeah, I'd rather that than that big fatso.
When I was a child growing up, I lived with my grandparents. They were old and like, as people get older, this isn't a reader thing, but a lot of people like don't take better care of themselves because they're like, oh, I don't care anymore. It's very common if you see older people to gain weight and stuff, whatever. It's normal. It's very normal. My granddad was actually quite a guy who was really in touch with the feminine side. He wasn't a scared, like he wasn't anything like this. Me, my brother, my half brother and my sister, all of us loved him and adored him the way that he was. And no time did I ever go and watch people walk down the street and go, I wish he was more like that person because that dad's in better shape. Your thing is you care about yourself. You don't actually care about your children. That's not a loving thing to say about your children. That's, I want other people to notice me so my kids think I'm wonderful. Your kids will think you're wonderful if you spend time with them and have love for them and do things with them. They don't give a shit what other people are saying about you or think about you. This is so self-serving. Imagine this being your father. Imagine this was posted 2 days ago. This isn't, I'm fully shocked that we're finding this stuff. Genuinely like, this alpha male thing is dead, which is why I haven't done one of these videos in over a year, because I was like, it's dead, but people have done it. This was 2 days ago. Someone's commented here, kids don't care, they just want to see you more and play with you. He probably doesn't even have children. The way that he spoke that, I bet he doesn't actually even have children. If you need other parents to give you validation in order for your kids to like you, then you're a shit parent. Oh, when you meet, no. No, I can't. I hate it. The cringe. No, cringe. Can't do it. No. Oh God, it's this man again. What's he saying now?
Low testosterone men smile to avoid conflict.
Why is his obsession with smiling?
In some context is a form of submission, and low testosterone men are more likely to be at the bottom of the social hierarchy. Therefore, they smile at everyone above them in the social hierarchy to submit and ensure that no conflict arises.
What is his thing on smiling? This man is obsessed with smiling. Have you ever? It's because he doesn't know how to smile. He's just like, no, I can't possibly smile. No one wants me to smile at them. Wait, hang on. There's one more here. Hang on.
When you're looking around and all of a sudden you and this guy are staring at each other and then you start
and then you
I am not gay!
This is because of low testosterone levels. For example, I remember about a year ago.
What is his problem with smiling? What is his thing about smiling? He just said, let me just start again because I kind of spoke a little bit over it. I want you to really listen to what he just said.
When you're looking around and all of a sudden you and this guy are staring at each other and then you start smiling. This is because of low testosterone levels. For example, I remember about a year ago when I
vendetta
had very
against
low
smiling?
Testosterone. I would smile the second I locked eyes with anyone, especially people that I perceived to be higher than me within the social hierarchy. And I realised that I was smiling to avoid any potential conflict.
The Holy Bible. You should probably need that Jesus. I think as you're told, Jesus wanted to smile. Does Jesus smile?
No.
What's so stupid is he said this now a couple times. He said it in the other one about conflict. What is it about you that seems to be like walking around in your life constantly fighting with people? The only real conflict I have in my life sometimes are bigots on the internet who call me like all the, every gay slur under the sun and tell me to die. That's the most conflict I really have in my life. In my actual day-to-day life, I rarely have conflict with people. I rarely have conflict with strangers. I rarely have conflict with like people I like or people I don't have this whole idea that he's always like, oh, you just always to avoid conflict. Like what are you doing in your life? Are you going out in town like purposely going out to people being like, why are you having so much conflict? What is all this thing that's going to make all of these conflicts? Constantly just fighting everyone.
Confrontation that could arise, but as you get higher testosterone, you're going to do this less and less because of several reasons. One of them being that your willingness to be aggressive is going to...
Also, like, why? Are you a scientist? You talk about testosterone like you're like a scientist. Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea? Like, I highly doubt that you have any... there's a book up here that says testosterone. You've drunk the Kool-Aid. You've fully just drunk the Kool-Aid.
Increase. So that conflict or confrontation that could arise if you just kept on looking and you didn't smile, you wouldn't be so afraid of because your willingness to use your aggression has increased.
Aggression? Why do you want aggression to increase? What is it? This guy's cooked. The stupid thing is, right, fights and things, and say what on a night out or whatever, fights, I will guarantee you that having a fight with someone is more likely to happen if you're snarling at someone than if you're smiling. If you appear to be a happy person, people aren't going to be like, what are you staring at? If someone's looking at me like this, I'd be like, what's your problem? Like, f off. If someone's going, I'd be like, oh, he's smiling at me. I might smile back. Maybe he likes my tattoos. Maybe he likes my piercings. Maybe they recognize me. I don't know. And I will smile. Like, people smile at me in the street. I don't go, like, do you know what I mean? Like, what? I feel so sorry. It's fully just cooked. Like, fully, the brain mush.
If you're the alpha, you don't have to announce you're the alpha.
If you're
you just show up as the alpha.
You just show up as the alpha.
By the way, in every tribe, from animals to humans, is usually the person who's most quiet. He's observing. He's looking to protect.
The funny thing, again, this is the funny thing. They always say, I don't know what's going on with TikTok and all being judgery. Like, I don't know why they're saying things like, oh, he's always quiet. He's always like all these alpha males who are on the internet, especially people like Andrew Tate. Have they ever been quiet? All they do is announce themselves. None of these people are quiet. This is what I mean. They all kind of go against each other. None of them fit to any sort of like stereotype of what alpha male does because they've all got different rules. Andrew Tate, everyone like talk about, he's like the ultimate alpha male. Has he ever been quiet?
To serve. He's looking to provide. Like, it's a big responsibility to be alpha.
And that's why you're not one.
Women are attracted to alpha males.
Are they?
I feel very sorry.
I'm sorry. Ross from Friends was a heartthrob back in the day. The idea that you would say no one wanted to date Ross, that is the most out of touch thing that you could ever say. You've already lost all of your... Yes, people also liked Will Smith, but people also loved Ross from Friends. The idea that you just said that women didn't... like, you are wildly incorrect.
For the masses of men that have bought into the notion that being a beta male, being more in touch with your emotional side is actually what they find attractive. That's absolute bullshit. Women want a confidence is very seductive. A confident man that knows exactly what he wants in his life, that is out fighting tooth and nail, in the trenches to progress, to get...
Why do people always like to use war? Like, these people love to say things like in the trenches or all that kind of stuff all the time. Do you have any idea what it would have been like in World War II? Being in the trench. You should never want anyone to have to experience that. The idea that is always used as like an example. You should never want anyone to ever experience like what it would be like to be in the trenches to get somewhere. Like, these people didn't have like a lovely time in the trenches. Like,
better and knows exactly which way he's heading. That is a man that a woman will take home and show her parents and be proud of. Not a man that sits there, cries about how in touch and beautiful things are. Don't buy into the propaganda and the bullshit. This has been the same since day one.
The propaganda that's actually having is what you guys are saying. You guys are, you really manipulate followers and manipulate people into thinking that you know what you're doing. I don't know this person. He hasn't been in a video before. And he's like, well, women only want men who know where they're going and alpha and they don't have any feminine side, don't cry. Like, I fully fail to believe that women do not want their men to have some kind of at least feminine trait or feminine, like, in touch with their feminine side. side. I just refuse to believe that women don't want men to be in touch with their emotions and actually be able to process things. These guys are the ones that refuse to cry, and then they have a mental breakdown at like 45 because they've just bottled everything up and then end up like unaliving themselves, which is awful. Taking it, like becoming abusive, taking out on you, taking on the children, become like addicts. Like these are the kind of men that do not show any emotion because it's gay or womanly, and then completely break down later in life. I mean, I don't know what my collective audience is of sexuality wise, but like I don't think I've got a huge straight male audience. But like if you are watching this video, I'm sure if you're at this point of the video as well, you obviously don't have a problem with like raging queers. It is fully okay for you to be in touch with your feminine side. And trust me, it is good to be confident. It is good to know what you want in life, and that's wonderful. But that's not the be all and end all. If you are confident and know where you want to go, if that also means that you don't show emotion, don't cry, treat people like shit, will just stomp over everyone's neck to get what you want, you're not going to find anyone, because you might be successful. Successfulness only gets you so far with someone. If you're actually an awful person, people aren't going to want to be near you. Money can sometimes buy gold diggers or like people who are trying to use you for your money, but they're using you for your money. They're not using you because they, you know, want to be with you. Like, I just love how he, no, they want your money and that's it. Don't follow advice like that. And then you'll be like, oh, why am I single? Because you're a dickhead.
This is why LGBTQ, and this is why Satan is pushing this agenda so hard, because at the end of the day, the Lord created man for woman. Cute spray tan. This is why LGBTQ, and this is why Satan is pushing this agenda so hard, because at the end of the day, the Lord created man for woman. Cute spray tan.
I don't need to say anything, do I? And that's the, oh, beat the beat. You got low testosterone microphone. Beat, you got to serve me. Make the microphone serve you. Oh, this is just a post. Alpha male masculinity. Beautiful women don't need to reveal their bodies. What did we just see with that man over there? The man saying, get your body out, girls. That was their father. But this alpha male saying you don't need to do that. Rich men don't need to flash their wealth. Yeah, that's all alpha men actually say. That's all they do is talk about making money, wearing the best clothes. Power moves in silence. Real value doesn't beg for attention. Literally every single See, that post goes completely against every alpha male post, because all these alpha male, all they ever do is crave your unweathering attention. What's the word? I'm not alpha enough to know the word, but I just...
Hey man, I know it's Friday and you just got paid today, but you're still broke. All right, this is not something that you should be proud of. You should be creating things or learning skills that get you paid on a day-to-day basis. So you're not waiting bi-weekly to earn money. You're not behind on rent because you're waiting on your next check. You can't afford to go out anywhere or go with your friends or go out with your girl because you're waiting on your next check. Why don't you want to do better? Why don't you want to take the time that you do have off to learn how to improve in something that's going to give you income?
These people are just miserable. Not every single person, right, wants to be the CEO of Estee Lauder. Not every single person wants to be, that's Biscuit's job. Not every single person wants to be the CEO of huge companies. I have no interest in being something like the president or a prime minister or someone in great power like that. I have no interest in being like the owner of like some company that makes certain things. Like, I don't need that responsibility. I just wouldn't be able to cope with that kind of stuff. Not every single person has to be earning millions and millions of pounds. Also, can I say one thing? Like, there is only a certain amount of people that can actually do a lot of this stuff anyway. Like, if he tries to give advice to people, there's not even advice, it's more just like bragging. I feel like a lot of the stuff is actually more bragging rather than actually like helpful, because that wasn't helpful. They didn't really tell you anything. That just said like, what are you doing being shit, be better. There wasn't any actual resources there. He wasn't like, if you go to this website, they can help you develop skills, or if you go here, it can help you. Completely disregarding certain situations. Some people are born with privilege that can happily spend more time doing things on the side to make them have an income higher than, you know, 10 grand a month or 5 grand a month or 2 grand. Like when I was in Morrison's, right, I was earning £800 a month. My rent was $850. I really wanted to do YouTube full time, and that was something that I really, really wanted to do. So I like grinded for multiple years, making sure that would happen. I was living on a little bit of savings I had. I only had like 2 grand in my bank. So I was on a ticking time bomb, and I was making a little bit of money off YouTube. So it kind of sustained me for a couple of years. I was able to kind of make the £800 I was doing, and like £50 a month was going out with all the rent and bills and everything. I had a little bit of like fun. And I will admit, my housemate Callum as well at the time was really helping me along that way as well. He bought me food sometimes. He was really supportive. A lot of the early time, especially when I was in London, I was also miserable. I was really having a hard time. I had so many emotions going on because I just moved to a new city, but it was really fucking difficult. I am not blaming anyone or, you know, have any negative opinion of anyone who doesn't want to do that. And yes, it's worked out nicely for me, but it's also not going to work out for everyone. It took a long time. It took me 10 years of YouTube before I got anywhere on it, really. That's not for everyone. It takes a lot of effort, and I lost a lot of my 20s because of it. And I'm not saying I regret it, because obviously I love my job. It's not for everyone, which is why I would never make videos like this to be like, why are you not bettering yourself? Why are you not spending every free moment of your time doing something? Because people burn out. People burn out really easily, especially in today's society. Like, we're talking about 2015 when I moved to London, when I was doing a lot of the graft. The world is completely different now. Things are quadruple the price that they were back in 2015 as well. I wouldn't be able to do it now. If I was in the same situation now, there's no way in hell that I'd be able to do that. Also, some people are born into poverty, some people are born into money, and you can't put them both on the same pedestal and be like, well, why aren't you doing what this rich person does? Because that rich person isn't paying rent because they live in their 8th chalet with their dad who owns 5 houses. Like, these kind of people act as if every single person is privileged, which I hate. It is fully okay if you work a 9-to-5 job and you're happy in your job to not want to have to do more. If you're happy and you're content, if you're really unhappy in your situation in your life, then yes, I would say maybe try to do something. At least try to do little things that can help you maybe improve stuff, but don't grind yourself to the bone to the point of you completely having a breakdown because you've overworked yourself, because that's when you get ill, and then you don't just like get a bit of setback, you get really set back. These people are miserable. Trust me, they are miserable. None of this is real. When the camera turns off and they sit on their phone on their sofa, they are so unhappy because no one wants to be around people like this. No one actually wants to be around people like this.
You have no friends.
Okay, so let's go to our old favorite, Alpha M, the OG alpha male from 2010.
In terms of denim fit, guys,
about being fully aware and present and making any space that we're in serve us. If we're about to take a seat,
you're in a hallway,
bench,
sis.
We don't want to take too little of space. Don't do it.
You want to
like
be a
that.
nuisance?
Don't. Why would other want to notice me if I'm trying to hide? How does it look?
They were taking up too much space on that seat. These people just are a nuisance. They always say that when people notice you. The only reason people notice you is because they're like, what the f is that moron? I'm burping. What the hell is that moron doing over there? It was especially the one where he was like, how you drop a suitcase and pick it up. The way that he was doing was ludicrous. The reason people are noticing you is because like, why the hell is this person picking up a suitcase like that? As I said before though, imagine being in this person's life. What it must be like to be anywhere near someone like this. It would just drive me insane.
I would be natural because of lack of sleep, extra stress.
Now we're talking about
caffeine,
steroids.
My testosterone levels would tank.
So if he wasn't taking testosterone, his testosterone levels would tank. Yes, because you're using a replacement, which is making your body not develop as much, which is why the stereotype when you take steroids says your balls shrink or whatever, because you're taking away your natural body's like your body's development of his own testosterone or whatever. If you're replacing it, the part of the body that does it won't do it as much because you've replaced it. So of course your testosterone will go down if you stop taking it.
So testosterone replacement therapy, my testosterone levels are steady. No matter how much stress, how much I undersleep, my testosterone levels remain the same. So it gives me a hella advantage over someone who is natural. And that's why I love being on testosterone replacement therapy. So,
well, I'm so glad that your gender affirming care is giving you joy.
Let's say a cop pulls you over. Oh, why are you going 70 in a school zone? Kids are crossing the street. You know what you say? Do you have a Versace robe? Probably not. That's what's sick about having a Versace robe. Nobody else has one.
I'm needed in the basement.
If you want to be built like a skinny sorority girl, you drink like a skinny sorority girl. That's what I started paying attention. Skinny sorority girls, they drink a lot of alcohol. And then we have fat sorority girls. They drink a lot of alcohol too. You got to pay attention to the finite details. The fat girls, they're drinking, the slushy, the pina colada slushies, the margs with all the sugar, the vodka crayons. You look at the skinny sorority girls, they're drinking seltzers and they're drinking, tequila soda limes, skinny margs. If you want to be built like a skinny sorority.
Your delusions are more severe than I thought.
I'm not even going to even talk about that. Like, what on earth are you talking about?
If I died from a vape, that'd be so
Vaping is gay.
Gay. It's like, dude, imagine people at my tombstone, like, I died from a vape. I literally put it on my desk and just stopped from there. If I died from a vape, that'd be so gay.
What is this? This man is insane. This man is insane. What are you talking about? I'll admit, I don't like smoking. I don't like vaping. I don't like any of this stuff. But like, vaping is gay. I find there's a lot of these kind of right-wingy, like grifty, like people now using a lot of these like very like 2000s. Like, and the thing is, the Y2K era is still kind of big at the moment. Like, people are still kind of dressing the way that I dressed when I was a teenager. So like, that's kind of there. But there are some things that are also like should have been left in the past. And things like that's so gay and calling things gay. Also, the R slur has come back quite a lot recently. People used to say it in my school all the time. It was so common back when I was a high school and like school or high school and stuff. The R slur was everyone would say it. Nowadays, you just wouldn't, like, it's old language that it should be left in the past. And also, but we've been hearing it a lot more recently. People just using the R slur all the time, and the whole sort of like calling things gay, that's been coming back a little bit as too, and it's a bit disturbing. This person is lost, completely lost. Like, so it wouldn't surprise if people using things like this, he just loves to get raw dogged. Like, this, it wouldn't surprise me if he's actually secretly like sucking over his frat boys behind the bathrooms. Like, absolutely. Oh god, it's him again. What's he gonna say this time? Stop watching all these fake gurus.
Maximize muscle growth. Sleep well, train well with good form, and progressive overload. Eat well, be in a surplus, keep doing.
What's with the awful audio? It's not very alpha male of you. What, do you know what's really funny is, I'm not trying to body shame. Two things. He said, don't listen to all these fake gurus, but listen to me instead. Why are you any better than anyone else? But also, like, he looks like he's at least got somewhat shape of him. But like, does he really know what he's doing himself? Don't listen to everyone else, but listen to me instead.
No, thank you.
And don't tell people about your problems. That 90% of people don't care.
Don't probably know your problem. His voice is like a universe.
And the other 10% are glad you got them, so you're better off.
That sounds like someone who doesn't have any friends. The idea that you'd be in front of a crowd as a professor or whatever saying, don't tell people about your problems because 90% of people don't care and the other 10%, I'm glad you have them. I think you need to reevaluate who is in your life, sis. Why is everyone laughing? That's an awful thing to say. What an awful thing to say. If you are going through something, please reach out to your friends. Please reach out to someone. If you're like in my circle of my friendship groups and anyone had a problem, I'd absolutely be there for you. Please tell me your problems because I'm more than happy to help you through something. We'll work something out together. If a total stranger came up to me and was like, I've done this, please help me, then obviously there might be some divide. Like, go to the people that are actually close to you. Of course, most people won't care if you tell complete strangers problems that might be going on in your life because like, sorry, I got things going on myself. But like, if you have friends, you should be able to talk to them. And if they're happy that you have issues, then they're not your friend. Why is that posted on like an alpha male page? What are we talking about? Music for alpha men. If you want to be an alpha man, you have to stop listening to bullshit music. And there's like death metal kind of music in the background. I don't know like who it is. So they're saying that this is the music for alpha male slaughter. Do you know what's really stupid about with music and things is I genuinely believe when it comes to music, it is almost a little bit like a sexuality where like you can't really change it. Where what you like is what you like. I would give anything for me to like slightly more, I'm going to be a bit stereotypical now, but stereotypical kind of like gay music, like the pop divas, all that stuff, and all the stuff that like music, like that gay people would listen to. I was always very much of an outcast in a lot of my like growing up life in like my early adulthood because all the people in my life who were gay had no interest in listening to like hardcore music, happy hardcore, like Dutch hardcore, like hard house and hard dance music. Like none of them liked all that stuff. Some of them might dabbled one or two, but like no one would like this stuff. Anytime we'd go out clubbing, it was always going to GAY Heaven and they were just playing Ariana Grande and Beyonce, which is fine. If you want to listen to that, wonderful. I hate it. I wish I could have sat there and changed my way of music and listened to it. I didn't even bother watching the rest of that video because it was just stupid. Listen to what you want to listen to. Your music taste does not say if you're feminine or masculine. Music is not to do with feminism or masculine. It's genderless. Like music can be for everyone. If you're a straight man who happens to love Beyonce, f***ing live your life, girl. The same way for me, that like I'm not really into the stereotypical like gay people would necessarily listen to. That's fine. You don't have to be. It's absolutely fine. This idea that you have to listen to death metal, or like the Offspring is death metal, but like if you would listen to Offspring as an alpha male, Offspring's album Conspiracy of One back from like 98 or something, I actually really like that album. I don't consider myself an alpha male. When you start to police people down to like their music taste, it's so ludicrous. You can't choose the music you like.
Go with something that is a slim fit or a straight fit. You don't want it to be too big or baggy. You also don't want it to be skin tight. You want to make sure that the length is the proper length for you, all right?
I find it interesting that this person, so this is posted a few months ago, this isn't an old video. I find it interesting that he would try to give style advice, but what he's saying now is like not in fashion or stylish. Cargo trousers and again the Y2K era of like baggy jeans is in fashion still. Like wearing baggier trousers, the tighter they are, the more outdated they look. As someone who's obsessed with the Y2K era, I've always secretly wanted to always dress like that anyway. Like I like these kind of cut on the tops, like these kind of like tops where like the cut was here on the shoulder and not like the tank tops and things. This is a very like 2000s look. Like the vests that like men would wear back then were more like this. I love this kind of stuff. I wear cargo trousers now and like baggier trousers because I love them. I wish I wasn't so like sort of, I guess, forced in my, not forced, but in my sort of like early, my 20s to try to like sort of fit into what everyone else was wearing, because I used to wear skinny jeans and I always hated them, but I wore them because I wanted to be like fashionable or whatever. This person's like the alpha male person who like tries to tell men what they should and shouldn't be wearing. But like he just said that they shouldn't be too baggy because he tries to give style advice. But like if you're actually going to give like current day style advice, baggy trousers and wider, like less like loose fitting clothing is fashionable right now. That is what people are wearing. You're giving outdated information and being like, this is what you should be doing, but you clearly don't know what you should be doing if you want to actually look fashionable to people.
And your booty better be banging, gentlemen. No sagging pants. It is literally impossible to dress up sagging pants. Get them.
What's interesting as well, like I've seen this man for many, many years and he has dressed the exact same the entire time that I've seen him. Like he wears the exact same clothing. Again, sure, but don't take fashion advice. If you want to actually look fashionable and what's fashion at the moment from someone who's literally worn the same outfit for 15 years. And I don't know anything about fashion really. I'm not the most fashionable, but like I don't follow trends, but I'm not here giving people fashion advice.
Hair off of your face.
Get your hair
Gentlemen,
off
it
your
is all about showing your forehead. It is also about angularity and creating the illusion that you have more structure. If you are rocking a soft hairstyle or something with bangs and you're covering your forehead, guys, this is actually making your face look softer, and softer angles look more feminine. What I'd recommend is go a little bit tighter on the sides and give your hair a little lift, a little bob.
This person, John, what's really funny is we talked about this other guy, is this man will just say stuff that justifies his existence. We saw him a little while ago because he did a video where he said what piercings men should have. And he said, no, don't have this, don't have this. And then what he said right at the end of the video was, you can have these and you can have your nipples. And it's because he's got earlobe piercings and nipples. He's got these little like goldy like hoops. These look very girly. These look like the kind of hoops that my grandmother wore when she was alive. But like he says things all the time just to sort of justify his own like and his own existence, instead of just going, I like to do this, do whatever you want. He will then go, no, you shouldn't do what you want to do what I want to do, because it makes him feel better about, because he's so insecure, to make him feel better about what he has and what he does in his life. This whole like haircut thing, you have to do like, if you want to put your hair up on a quiff, fine, you put your hair up on a quiff. To make this whole thing about having hair that comes down on your fringe suddenly makes you look more feminine, like that is so unbelievably ludicrous. But then also, it's this generalization. Women only want men that have hair up like this. Like I know many girls in my life who love men who wear makeup and have long hair, like really sort of that stereotypical goth where they got like white makeup, long ass hair. I know many women who like that. Many women. I think a lot of my friend group is alternative, so like it's very common in my circles. But like I know many women who like guys with soft, like the whole thing about older Gen Alphas and Gen Z having the sort of like curly hair that kind of sits over the fringe like this was shaved on the sides. This is what I mean about him talking about fashionable and what you should look like, is like what he's saying is so outdated anyway, with the whole like jean styles and being like, don't wear baggy jeans, like that isn't fashion. Again, having this sort of like spaghetti hair where like there's a sits like this and have a shaved sides, or your hair is over your forehead and your fringe, you have like a fringe, that's in fashion. Like that's what people men, like a lot of guys will dress like now. Like he just doesn't understand. Again, this was posted the 13th of May. This is not an old video. Move on, like do something else. Like the stuff that I know, like again, you can say that I've done the same content now for a few years. I have adapted and changed. If you actually watch the stuff that I first started doing, you would actually see the editing style. Everything is very different now than it was back then. Some of the content might be similar when it comes to the topics, but like if you actually watch my videos, they're very different now to when they were when I first went viral. This person is still making the exact same videos that he made when I used to see him on the internet in like 2009. And some of the stuff he said probably was very relevant then, but he clearly hasn't kept up with modern day fashion and society and is still just peddling this old nonsense. How to look dangerous in 6 steps. What? Step 1, strong eye contact. It's not easy, but as respect, slow controlled movements, even if you're late. No, I'm sorry. If I'm waiting on you and you're late for something and I see you and you're like ages away and I think you're just like blissfully like just strolling like la la la. I'm like, no, can you hurry the f up? We're meant to be doing something, bitch. It's not alpha of you. That's just like main character syndrome, just asshole-ish. Stay calm with minimal reactions. Say less. This Oppenheimer, I swear, he's been the Oppenheimer thing is like the new Joker. Whenever I joke about the Joker tells my story, the Oppenheimer is the new version of it. We just see it all the time. All these men who just think that, oh, he really spoke to me in my story. No, he didn't. I'm sorry, Keith. He did not tell your story. No one's going to tell your story because you are nothing. Step 5, say less and do more. What does that even mean? Well, guys, we're well and truly aboard that trigger train, speeding down the roadway, about to cross the road, live and plunge, try death. Bye! Oh, and we're back just like an alpha male. Oh, squat for the alphas. Oh, Jesus loved a good alpha male. Oh, raw dog me the last summer table, daddy. I'm actually really shocked. As I said, I didn't think we would find new videos. I actually thought this was going to be a difficult video to find. I mean, I'm on TikTok now. I just typed in alpha male videos and it's just a sea of them. I am so shocked in 2025 people are still peddling this type of nonsense. Because I will say, things like Andrew Tate, it definitely feels like his popularity has died a lot recently, which is fully deserved. He should be locked up in prison. But like, I do think the whole hype around him has definitely died because I would see so much about him completely out of my, free will. It was always just forced upon me from like the algorithms. I don't really see him very much now at all, unless it's like a news story updating on his, like I'm watching Philip DeFranco, for example, and he's telling me about a news story about his court case. I don't actually see him really much anymore, which is great. So to still see so many of these accounts peddling such nonsense and a few new people in this one who I've never seen before, and a lot of them really young, it's like you are the stragglers and the offcuts of beef that have been watching these men and now doing it yourself. But that one video near the start, that really awful one of that man on stage being like, look, show your body, girls. You need your children taken away from you. I could not imagine how awful their lives must be. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. Again, thank you for all the love and support you guys give me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, come follow me all my social media links all down below. And yeah, my brain's a bit frazzled now after that. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell to miss any videos that are coming up. And of course, yeah, check out my Patreon down below. You get a little fun reward. So I've got something in my eye. God, is that very alpha male of me to scratch my eye? I'm wearing mascara. Sorry, too gay. Today's TikTok shout out goes to TS Pillow. Thank you for following me over on TikTok. Come follow me on TikTok, maybe in this TikTok shout out. A massive shout out to my lovely Patreons whose names you can see on the side of the screen here. Thank you for being a Patreon. And an extra special shout out to my top tier Patreons: Lonely Assassin 96, AJ Padilla, Starlight Genesis, Damon Naral, Shadow, Radhika Madala, Sammy Shettig, Andrew Lexa, Zoe Brost, Samuel, Tadeo Anaya, Lovely Caitlin, Leon P, Jenny Wood, Adam Vlelminster, Keen Jellybean, Purple Eyed Fox, Kaz, Eva Netniash, join the Navy, Demon Bunny, Kimmy H, Blue Gem, TNS Mum, Adam Brett Batch, Rishi, They Call Me Doc, Athena Falling Angel Barrington, Erin Grace, Benjamin Baker, Aya, Robin Scott Palmer, Steph Utek, Chloe Louise, Alicia Marie, and Shell Herman. Thank you for being my top tier Patreons. You guys are mwah, delicious wishy. Anyway, be fabulous, be amazing, be gay, be everything you want to be, and don't let any bitch that they tell you you can't be you. Why is that? Because you are flawless. Wrong hand!